It's Friday the 28th, I'm FX Plu and this is CurrencyTransfer.com's market update. And the headlines today are that the Tory Party Conference kicks off at the weekend, the dollar rallies as data backs Powell's view, and the Italian budget is finally agreed. So the Tory Party Conference kicks off in Birmingham this weekend, and there's a feeling that it could be the defining moment of the PM's premiership. And similarly, a critical juncture in the Brexit process. If the PM clings to her discredited Chequers proposal, there's a real chance of a leadership challenge in the near future, and that would almost certainly confirm a no-deal Brexit. Cable slipped to 130.75 yesterday as the dollar strengthened. And the dollar strengthened because Powell's comments earlier in the week about the strength of the US economy and the future rate hikes were justified by US data release yesterday. Durable goods rose by 4.5% in August, beating market expectation of a 2% rise. And despite the growing trade dispute between the US and China, the trade deficit actually grew in August to 75.8 billion. That's up from 72 billion. Forecast had been for a much smaller increase, and therefore this may lead to further tariffs from our dear friend Donald. The dollar index rose to a high of 95. It's the first time in a week that the 95 figure has been hit, and now the market can look forward to the start of Q4 and of course non-farm payrolls next week, setting the stall out for October. Meanwhile, in the Eurozone, the Italian budget was finally agreed. It did include many reforms that were included in the election manifesto, but the economy minister, who nearly resigned on Wednesday because he believed the budget should be used to reduce Italy's debt. Italy's got the second biggest debt in the Eurozone after Greece. He wanted a GDP to debt ratio of 1.9%, while the government wanted a lot closer to 3%. Which is actually the EU limit. In the end, it was agreed at 2.4% of GDP, but with the additions likely to come as the budget goes through Parliament, the endpoint is expected to be a lot closer to 3%. Euro dollar sold off slightly. We slipped to 116.43 yesterday as the cross was affected by both the Italian budget and a stronger dollar. That's it for the week. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you again on Monday.